So today I'll be doing a video discussing Shanks's new power revealed and why Shanks is going to have something other than just being a hockey master. Now, like I said, Shanks, he's already been confirmed to be a hockey master because Oda said that he could knock out over 100,000 people with his Conqueror's Haki in comparison to where Luffy, he could only knock out 50,000. So that just confirms that Shanks, his Conqueror's Haki is on another level. And that was basically back during Fishman Island, so who knows how strong he is. And we also seen that he didn't knock out pirates on Whitebeard's crew. This is Whitebeard's crew we're talking about. Obviously, he didn't knock out like Marco or anybody else, but the fact that he was able to knock out people on a Yonko crew, pretty impressive. And we seen that he clashed with Akainu, which you're going to need strong Haki in order to battle with a Logia, an overpowered Logia at that, because he has magma. Magma is literally stuff that comes from a volcano, so if that touches you, you're not surviving that. The fact that he can clash with that goes to show you that his armament Haki is on another level. And there are some people who believe that he did use observation Haki to stop the Marineford War, that he was actually able to look into the future to see that Kaido was going to go there. He used it, and he actually used observation Haki to stop him there. I don't know if he actually did that there, but I do like that theory because we've seen that Shanks, he has pulled off a lot of different feats with his Haki. So if he did use observation Haki to find out if Kaido was going, that could actually happen as well. But I do believe that Shanks, he will need more than just being a hockey master in order to be a Yonko. Because if you think about it, Rayleigh, he is the GOAT of hockey. Like, I'm going to be honest, I believe that Rayleigh, he's the GOAT of hockey. And there's multiple reasons why. Number one, this was the right-hand man of the Pirate King. He was known as the Dark King when he was in his prime. And we already know that Rayleigh, he's confirmed to only use hockey with swords. We see that he's training Luffy how to use hockey. Hell, he might have even taught Shanks how to use hockey since Shanks was on his crew. So I definitely do think that Rayleigh, he was the GOAT of hockey. And we see Luffy right now, he's becoming a hockey master too. We saw that he broke off the death cuffs by using hockey, and he already learned how to see into the future, and most likely he's going to be able to learn how to use the invisible hockey that Rayleigh is talking about. And I brought all this stuff up to say is that all this stuff, including I didn't even mention that the Yonkos, they all have crazy hockey feats too. So it's hard to believe that Shanks is just going to have hockey and he's just going to have some overpowered version that nobody else found, because you have people like Rayleigh, Luffy, Garp, like all these strong people who's been around longer than Shanks, who I definitely do believe and maybe might have influenced him how to use hockey. So it's kind of hard to believe that there's somebody who's a Yonko that could just get there to that level by just having strong hockey, because we've seen all the top tiers, they basically use devil fruits, or they don't just use hockey by themselves. We see Mihawk, obviously he uses a sword. Maybe you can use Garp, but Garp at the end of the day, we see that he's trained, he's a marine. That's the only person you can probably say does use a devil fruit. But we see that all the top tiers, they do have devil fruits in the series, so it's not too far-fetched to believe that Shanks does have a devil fruit. Because we see that Shanks at the beginning of the series, he was actually carrying a devil fruit, and we don't know if he actually had the intentions on actually eating it. We saw that he was mad at Luffy when he ate it, so maybe he was actually going to eat it himself. Maybe he was saving it for somebody on his crew. But the fact that he does collect devil fruits does go to show you that he's not totally against it, even though he obviously says that he wouldn't want to lose his ability to swim. But he was carrying it on his crew, so it's not like he doesn't recruit people who has devil fruits, and it's not like he doesn't carry devil fruits. So that just goes to show you that Shanks, he isn't against it. And we saw that he gave up his right arm for the next generation, so maybe he would need a devil fruit to compensate for it. That's not too far-fetched to believe, because if you give up your right arm and you still are bad, like, don't get me wrong, I definitely do think that it would be badass if Shanks didn't have a devil fruit and he was still top tier. But I do believe that if he did get a devil fruit to compensate for him losing an arm, it would make sense. And I do believe that some people, they would be like, oh, well, why didn't he use his devil fruit earlier? But I believe that he wouldn't want to reveal his ability, because Shanks, he's not stupid. He actually is a very smart character, and he knew that people like Blackbeard and all these other top tiers would be here. So maybe he wanted to keep his devil fruit ability hidden, and we know that he wasn't really going there to cause a war. So I definitely do think that there is a possibility, and there's definitely a lot of time frame from where Shanks could have eaten a devil fruit, and I definitely do think that it's a possibility that he didn't just want to reveal it to us at the time. Now, as far as his ability, I definitely do think that it could range from anything, because there's definitely, to be honest, let's be completely honest, there's multiple ways that Shanks could have acquired a devil fruit. He could have gotten it from the world government. They have a variety of we already know the world government, they have a variety of devil fruits. They were able to supply the whole CP9, which we know that a fellow members went on to become CP0. They were able to supply them with devil fruits, or he could have just found one while he was on his adventure, like how he did with the Gomu no Mi. So Shanks, he's definitely no stranger, like I said, to finding devil fruits. But if you ask me, a couple abilities I think that he could have is one that controls blood. I've heard people say that. I think that would be a dope and overpowered ability, especially if he gets something like awakening. He'll be able to control. He would become very overpowered. But I've also seen the ability of the water devil fruit, and I'm gonna be honest, it's so overpowered, but I like it. Like, it would make sense why Shanks did become a Yonko if he did have a water devil fruit, because we see all the Yonkos, they have overpowered abilities. The only one who I would say that is the most balanced is probably Big Mom, but we see that her balance, it's kind of like her endurance is kind of overpowered in a sense. Like, it's kind of crazy, but I definitely do think if he had a water one, it would be cool too. But the last one that I think that he could have would be a time devil fruit, whereas he's able to like manipulate time, which I do think would be overpowered and it would be something fitting for Shanks. But overall, do you guys think that Shanks has a devil fruit? And if you guys do think he has a devil fruit, which ability do you think he has? And if you guys don't think he has a devil fruit, do you guys think he just is a Haki master, or does he have something else that we don't know about? Comment what you guys seen down below. Subscribe if you haven't. Peace out.